Okay. Good.
80s?
80s, 90s, isn't it?
No, it's 2000.
Is it?
Today we're going to be looking at trying to solve this electrical problem. I've done all the checks. Let's start here. I've checked the switch angle sensor. I've checked all these relays. I checked the fuses. I refitted the ground. I pulled out the fuel pump. I shorted it straight to the battery. It runs. I have changed out some cables. There were 2 cuts in these 2 cables here. I also did the kickstand sensor, lubricated with contact cleaner. This needs to be fixed. So I've also swapped out the ECU again, a solid light. But this is what you can expect from these things, these motorcycles, when you are buying them at these prices. So yeah, this one's got me. This one's really got me. I don't really know what to do from here. You're not seeing double. This is another VFR I bought today. I bought a donor bike. I had very little hope of getting the ECU sorted. Got this sort of holding up the front bit here. There's some damage down here. The tank has got 2 dents in it. This has got some repair work that's cracked. So folks, here we are at the last ditch attempt to try and solve this VFR800fi's problem. Right, fingers crossed folks. Nothing. Come on, stay off. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Yes! This VFR is now up. It's not even screwed in properly. I'm just going to do a code check. See what this bike's history is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9. Wow, that was scary. That switch didn't work. When working on a VFR or any motorcycle as complicated as this, you really have to be pretty tenacious. The issue was quite simple. The solenoid inside or the points had arced and then had not separated. And because I've got this off, I'm going to take the throttle body off. I'm pretty quick at it now with the other bike, so this one should be fairly easy. These are the injectors. It's definitely clear. The reason I'm taking these off is because I have to clean them. They need to be sandblasted, and this one is leaking slightly. It's funny how this channel is developed, because I've been trying to get to the actual restoration of this bike for weeks now, and every single time I get close I find, let me just do this with the engine, let me just check this while it's open, or I end up breaking something like I did with the cam. But today is probably going to be the last of the, I say this, but hopefully it is, because I know there's a lot of you that want to see the restoration of this bike. All good. Tank is on. All this is in. So let's go. Yep. All the text, I'm going to recreate the text. This mine will be smooth because we're not actually applying a graphic, we're going to be spraying onto the tank. So we just want to see where this will oxidize. There's some nice metal finish to this. They look good. Okay, this is the pre-primer stage. You'd be surprised when you've got that much stuff to do, how much small detail you miss. Part of what I'm doing now is to go through each little corner, radius, corner edging, all that sort of stuff, that when you imagine this being really glossed up, that shows through.
So we're not gonna leave any flaky edge or anything. It's easier to clean it now than later.
Last series of components to be sprayed.
Putting clear coat in this one, it was 39 degrees on the boot.
Yeah,
So
that's a hot day.
forget it. I couldn't put like more than 2 coats.
What are you doing on this one, okay?
Just degreasing. I mean, it's done. I finished with the sanding, but someone came here to interrupt me, and I left all the powder on the top.
Okay,
so
I'm going. See, we've still got to do this bit here, so this is all polished with that. This is the kind of finish you're looking at. It's just the portal movement really saw that.
I had begun to, and then there was a stab bump. And when here before I thought it was not so more very old and off, you know, and you make your so we did the ballet and that had a lot of creep.
Okay, I like it, yeah.
Crime potential.
I did well on this. This sounds good.
Parts of that dream was vague.
What can I say? I was disappointed that I didn't spot the bike falling over, and
you've been lucky, I have to say. It's just in a little corner. If it was just here on the middle of the fade out, it will be a bit more tricky, but still fixable. Ready.
let's pop that in the oven. This is all going to come off. I've got to change these rubber foot pegs out anyway because they are pretty worn out. The exhaust pipe is coming off. We're putting on a Black Widow. So you can see the wear. Finishing off all the cosmetic work. Shocks are good. Metal work is done. Little light bulbs are fitted. So primers are done. Miles Davis. This is a crazy album. That's what we want to see. So let's see if we get any more luster out of this, but let's spray a little bit on there. You'd think it would do nothing. That's ceramic coating for you folks. I would definitely try that. Always when you're polishing, you want to use what they call a lint-free cloth. Lastly, we're going to do the saddle. Really, there was only one that was of any value or any interest to me. This one here. Staple and pull it out. For that price, considering what you pay for a sergeant seat, this is really good. And I think this red pops nicely. I'm very happy with it. I'm happy with these two bikes. They're running really well. So with that concludes the restoration of these two wonderful VFRs. I've had a great time doing them. They've been very challenging. They have thrown up a lot of interesting problems which I had to solve, as you have seen through the series. But I'm really glad. They look great. The new saddles look superb. So very keen to have you all stick around. Please share any comments, any advice you have. I always read them and I try and respond to each one of them. So thank you very much, and that concludes the series.